All right, this is the BMW 420D we're working on today. It's got a sleek design, clean lines, but the paint, yeah, it needs help. Now I'm not respraying the whole car. We're keeping it precise. We'll be painting the entire driver's side, from the front fender to the rear quarter. On the passenger side, just the fender and the front door. Nothing extra, just the panels that need it. And the twist? I'll be doing this using a budget spray gun, just $50. Not a big name brand, no high-end setup, but the goal is still the same. Glass finish, clean shine, no orange peel. We'll get into the gun setup and everything in a moment. But first, take a good look at the car. This is the starting point, just raw, unfiltered reality. Because when we're done, this 420D is going to flip heads. Now on this side of the car, we're just finishing off the last bit of prep. You can see there's still no masking. We're just sanding down the old paint, getting the surface nice and flat. This side's not getting a full respray. We're only painting the fender and the front door, so the prep work is focused exactly where it needs to be. It's all about getting a smooth, even base for the clear coat to lay down properly. Once we're done here, we'll start masking everything off, mix up the clear, and get ready to spray. The goal is simple: clean edges, solid prep, and a perfect blend when we start laying down that clear. Here we've applied the primer to the panels that needed it. Primer is essential. It fills small imperfections, creates a uniform surface, and helps the base coat and clear coat stick properly. Notice how smooth and even it looks. That's key before we move on to painting. Uneven primer can cause the paint to look blotchy or uneven after clear coat. Even small details matter here: edges, corners, and any low spots. A well-prepped primer layer is the foundation for a glossy, professional finish. Here we're sanding down the old paint using a 1.5 grit block. This step is crucial. Make sure you remove all the glossy areas so nothing shiny is left behind. Any leftover shine can prevent the primer or paint from properly adhering, which could lead to peeling later. Take your time on edges, curves, and corners. Consistent sanding ensures the surface is completely even, giving the new primer and paint a solid foundation. Remember, proper prep here saves headaches later. A smooth, fully sanded panel is the first step toward a professional, long-lasting finish. This is the $50 spray gun we'll be using today. Cheap? Yes. But with the right technique, you can still get a professional finish. Don't underestimate what a budget gun can do in skilled hands. Here's the clear coat we'll be spraying. I'm using this brand today, but feel free to use any high-quality clear coat you trust. Clear coat is what gives that deep, glossy finish and protects the paint underneath. If you want to see exactly how to mix and prepare your clear coat for the best results, check the comments. I've got all the tips there for you. All right, here we go with the first pass of clear coat. This is where everything starts to come together. The goal right now isn't to flood the panel. It's all about laying down a smooth, even foundation. I'm holding the gun about 6 inches away from the surface, keeping a steady speed and a 50% overlap on each pass. That overlap is what helps avoid dry spots or tiger stripes. You'll notice I'm watching the surface as I spray, not just the gun. I'm looking at the way the clear is landing, how it flows and how it reflects. That tells me if I'm moving too fast or too slow. Don't rush this part. Take your time. First coat doesn't have to look glossy or perfect. It just needs to be consistent. This coat is like the underpainting before the art comes to life. One fun tip: the sound of the spray can actually help you. If it starts hissing too loud, you're probably too far or angled wrong. Listen to your gun. It talks to you. Now here's something educational. Temperature and humidity can affect how your clear coat flashes off. If it's too cold, it won't flow well. Too hot, it could dry before it levels. Always check your product's technical sheet, or at least make sure your environment is in a good range, ideally between 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Notice how I spray edge to edge, keeping a clean rhythm. I don't stop in the middle of a panel. That can cause streaks. Each pass overlaps the last, and I always pass just a little beyond the edge to keep it smooth. You also want to avoid spraying too thick on this first coat. If you try to get that glass look too early, you risk runs and sags. Trust the process. This first pass is just the base. The shine is coming on the next one. So far, the $50 spray gun is holding up pretty well. The atomization is clean, the fan is wide, and it's laying down the clear without any splatter or heavy spots. Not bad for something this cheap. And yes, I know some people say you can't get professional results with a budget gun, but it's not always about the tool, it's how you use it. The gun just follows your hand. Your technique decides the outcome. So with this first coat laid down, we're going to let it flash off properly, give it time to settle, and then come back with our second coat, the one where we dial in that deep, wet look shine. Now the first coat is flashing off, and this stage is just as important as the spray itself. You'll notice the surface starts to look slightly dull, almost like it's hazing over. That's exactly what you want. It means the solvents are evaporating and the coat is settling in. Don't touch it. Don't rush it. Let it flash off properly. Rushing into your second coat too soon can trap solvents underneath, which leads to shrinkage, texture issues, or even peeling down the line. I usually give it about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on temperature and humidity. Keep an eye on the surface as not the clock. When it's ready, you'll know. That tacky stage is your green light, and once we hit that, it's time for the second pass, where the real shine kicks in. All right, now we're going in with the second pass of clear coat, and this is the one that really counts. On this coat, the goal is to build up that deep gloss. I'm spraying just a little wetter than the first pass, but still keeping control. Too light and it won't level out. Too heavy and you'll be sanding out runs tomorrow. And nobody likes that part. Same rules apply. Steady hand about 6 inches from the surface, keeping that 50% overlap. But here I'm watching the reflections closely. The clear should flow out like a sheet of glass. If the reflections look wavy, slow down and adjust. Here's a tip. On this coat, don't chase the shine as you spray. Lay it down evenly and let the clear do its job of leveling out. If you start dancing with the panel, trying to make it glossy while spraying, you'll only trip yourself up. Think of it like cooking steak. If you keep flipping it every 5 seconds, it'll never cook right. Same with clear coat. Let it breathe, let it flow. Another important point, always spray past your panel edges. Don't stop right at the door handle or the middle of a fender. Overlap into the gaps and you'll avoid hard lines. That way the finish looks factory, not patchy. Now the second coat is flashing off. This stage is just as important as spraying. It's where the clear starts leveling out and locking in that gloss. You'll notice the surface looking tacky, almost like it's breathing. That's exactly what you want. Don't rush it here. If you spray too soon before it flashes, you'll trap solvents and risk peeling later. A good rule is simple. Touch it with your finger in a hidden spot. If it's sticky but doesn't string, you're good for the next coat. Right now, you can already see the shine deepening as it settles into the panel. That's the beauty of patience. So now we're going in with the third pass, the flow coat. This is where the magic happens. Unlike the first grip coat and the second gloss coat, this pass is laid down just a little wetter. Not dripping wet, but heavy enough to let the clear melt together and flow out smooth. The key here is consistency. Keep your gun steady, about 6 inches off the panel, with 50% overlap. If you slow down too much, you risk runs. Too fast and you'll leave texture behind. Think of it like pouring syrup evenly, smooth and controlled. This final coat is what locks in that deep glassy reflection. And here's the fun part. The clear almost levels itself if you've sprayed it right. That's why painters call this coat the money pass, because this is the one everyone sees when the job's done. And here's something funny. When you're spraying clear, it's kind of like dating. If you move too fast, you mess it up. If you move too slow, things get messy too. The secret is a nice, steady rhythm. Trust me, your clear coat will thank you later. Now, one more educational point. Watch your air pressure. On the second coat, atomization needs to be spot on. Too low and the clear will orange peel. Too high and you'll blow dry spray into the surface. And here it is, the BMW 420D, finished in fresh clear coat. Look at that depth. Look at that shine. From a $50 spray gun to a glass smooth finish. Proof that with the right prep, patience, and technique, you can get pro results without pro prices.